Hello, my dear friends, and welcome to the Long Dark. Now, for those of you that don't know, the Long Dark is a first-person survival experience. Now, we take the role of an individual that has crash-landed in the northern Canadian wilderness, well above the Arctic Circle, after a geomagnetic storm caused our plane to crash. Now, we are just a thorn in the side of the world, right? They have added, here at Hinterland Studios, they have added an episodic story that follows two characters in particular that are unique to the Long Dark world and to the lore. But the main game came out in 2014 in early access. The survival game, The Long Dark, came out in early access in 2014. It was released in full in 2017. I couldn't tell you when Wintermute or the episodic parts came out. But this is, you see down there, 2012 to 2025. Now, The Long Dark is a thoughtful survival game. It forces you to make difficult decisions. It's unique in the way that even though this is technically a quiet apocalypse, this is a post-apocalyptic game. There are no hostile NPCs. There are no NPCs at all. It is us. It is the wildlife of northern Canada, which is portrayed moderately unrealistically because the geomagnetic storm is said to have affected their brain. Therefore, they'll attack on sight. It's just us, the animals, and the cold, struggling to survive in a very unforgiving wilderness. A wilderness that does not care whether or not you live or die. So I played The Long Dark many moons ago, roundabouts early access time, and then when it had its full release, I played it again, and it's been sitting collecting dust in my Steam library for some time. Wow, would you look at that? What an awesome intro screen here. You see all the various fish we can find mounted on plaques, some of which are handmade. You see two different rifles not slung, but on their racks, as well as all sorts of different goodies lining the shelves. Someone took great care in constructing their shelter here. The fire roaring, and outside, just beyond, feet from where we're sitting, there is the unforgiving wilderness. The cold, the wind chill that makes -10 feel like -40 degrees Celsius. The only thing keeping us alive is that fire roaring there. This is not objectively a horror game, right? But I can hear the various flora, or not flora, but the various fauna outside bellowing. The Long Dark is not objectively a horror game. It doesn't have any horror elements, but there is something terrifying about surviving, about survival as a whole, about braving the wilderness and surviving nature. When you have to constantly stress and manage about your food, water, and shelter and warmth, when the enemy that you are facing is an invisible enemy that does not care whether or not you live or die. We in nature's plan are nothing more than a thorn in its side. We are just a road bump on a long road a long road that existed far before humans existed and will exist far after humans exist. Nature will always find a way. And we've talked about this before in the beauty of decay. When nature reclaims man-made structures and starts, trees grow through concrete, and moss and lichen and all sorts of vines overtake buildings and grow within the inside, and you start to get these ecosystems. Animals will adapt to buildings around them. If you live in the suburbs, or you live in the city close to a wooded area, you might have deer, possum, etc. coming up on your property. If you live in the country, same way. It's the same thing, but you take a barn, for example, that's a dilapidated barn, right? You're going to find birds, you're going to find possums, raccoons, all various types of rodents, cats, taking shelter within this barn, right? Mice, rats, etc. The same goes for buildings. If civilization collapsed tomorrow and humans were eradicated, and in 15 years, when everything is grown up and nature has started to fully reclaim cities, and you look at some of these structures and some of these buildings, do you think a deer cares whether or not a building is a bank or a financial institution or an office building? If it is close to water and they can, go, instead of having to walk around this monolithic concrete structure, which they have no concept of. If the glass is broken and they have a straight shot from one side to the other, and there's, let's say, they're coming from a forested area, moving towards a river, do you think they care whether or not they're walking over top of papers and shelves and chairs that have been knocked over? No, of course not. So, I just realized how much of a rant that was. Anyways, I love that all this text will fade away if we sit here idle long enough. That was really cozy. Really cozy. I have been playing this over the past couple days. This has been kind of an obsession, and luckily for us, we can have multiple save files, much like we can in Zomboid, so I can play this in my free time. I got really excited when I figured that out, because Vostok, which I was enjoying playing Vostok quite a lot, still am, but the problem with Vostok is you can only have one save active at a time, so I can't mess around with that at all in my free time. What you see is what you get there. So you have various difficulties here, from Pilgrim to Misery. Pilgrim is your explorer's dream, right? You get to wander around, not have to worry about hostile wildlife. Supplies are abundant. Voyager is the same for the most part, except you're equal parts hunter and hunted. You have hostile wildlife, but it's not as prevalent. And you have challenging survival elements, but plentiful resources. You can see the feats here. You unlock feats by playing the game for certain in-game achievements. Stalker is what I've been playing most of, mostly because of the name. So Pilgrim is easy, Voyager is normal, Stalker is hard. And you say, oh, well, there's two more. Yes, oh yes, there are two more. Stalker is a bit ridiculous, though, with the wildlife. So I think for our playthrough, we're going to play Voyager. Now, this brings me to Interloper, which some of the OGs of the series call this Loper difficulty. This is brutal. You cannot find rifles, hunting knives, or hatchets out in the wild. You have to craft everything. So there's only 3 forges, I think, in the game. 2 of which are in the base game. So you have to really be wise on where you pick to start. And then there's Misery, which is not only is the world hell on earth, but you get random afflictions as you play. If you guys want to see this, see Misery or Interloper played, I will gladly do that. But for this starting playthrough, we are going to be playing on Voyager, so we can enjoy the game. Now, again, I'll gladly do challenge runs on Interloper and Misery if you want to see them, but you have to tell me. So, you see here, we have a map, an interconnected map, which I did not know when I came back to this. I thought you had to pick a location and you were stuck there. How silly of me. It's been a very long time, like I said. But no, these are all interconnected. You have the coast to the south, which this is one big island, but you have a coast to the south, a railroad that runs from east to west, and then big mountains to the north, as well as this river valley, which is brutal, and the canyons with, steep cliffs and whatnot. I have no experience up there, and that's not where we're going first. So we're going to start off in either Mystery Lake or Pleasant Valley. I think it's going to be Mystery Lake. I also have Tales from the Far Territory added, which is a DLC. I got it on sale just now. Like I said, I haven't played in years. I was like, well, if there's more content, I definitely want in on that. And there is. So following the Broken Railroad, we can discover all new places. But we're going to start at Mystery Lake. Equal parts outside wilderness and man-made structures. You can see here the cougar, the mighty mountain lion, nature's deadliest predator. We are going to be stalked by the cougar. I don't necessarily know what this means. I've played several runs and not seen the cougar at all. But as far as I know, there is one cougar on the entire map, and it tracks you. Now, how it does that, I don't know. This is interesting. Do we pick Scurvy? I have not been playing with Scurvy on. But if we want to do a realistic run, then we might as well, right? Just no maybe. We're going to turn Scurvy off and play with the trader on. I have no idea how this works whatsoever. I just know it's a feature that exists. So without further ado, let's start by naming our sandbox Monk. A mysterious geomagnetic storm has brought your plane crashing down into the northern Canadian wilderness. How long can you survive? I'm hoping the answer is quite a while. The foraging for food and water, the struggle for life in a world without masters, housed in a body that man had made dependent on himself. Richard Matheson, I Am Legend. I actually just read that recently. Very cool, very cool. There's always a new quote. You see here, we are starting off right before dawn, out in the bleak midwinter. Quite literally. Very cold. You see at the bottom left, our temperature is dropping rapidly. We need to find a wind bluff somewhere, something that's going to break this freaking wind. I'm trying to get some landmarks down. So, much like any other game that has various spawns and whatnot, this is no different. People have full maps of this out on Steam, and there are guides that are 40 pages long for this game. We're not going to be using any of that because I want a genuine experience. Frozen Creek. Okay, I kind of know where Frozen Creek is. We're picking up stones. The reason being is stones can be used to stun small game as well as stun predators. So if we run into a bear is going to steamroll us, but if we run into a wolf, for example, we can throw a stone at the wolf's snout and cause cause them to flee. Dependent. I mean, it's hit or miss. We should also, coming up here, we should check our backpack, but I really don't want to stop in this. I really don't want to stop right now. It's very cold. Very cold. And the cold will kill us. This
making my head feel thick.
See, he's already on it. Cold is most definitely your number one adversary in this, and this is a unique survival experience. Considering that there aren't enemies, your only enemy's yourself, really. And like, did you prepare? Did you bring enough? Oh, there we go. Finally got a bluff. I'd say let's start a fire. But I'm also looking for, this is, I can't remember if Deadfall area is here. This is definitely a timber location. You see, we are at risk
so cold in my life.
of developing hypothermia now, which is not good. Not good whatsoever. The positive, though, is that hypothermia takes a pretty long while to set in, and if we do go totally hypothermic, we won't. Yeah, we got one. Look at that. So we pick up the rabbit, and I'm so sorry. They definitely make you watch that entire sequence. But this is free food, and it's out and about. I'm not going to pass up on that. What I was saying, hypothermia takes quite a while to kill. Takes 5 hours in game once you are frostbitten. Now, I've never been frostbitten, and right now I don't plan on being frostbitten. What I do plan on doing is finding a shelter. I see one right there, although it looks damaged. We're going to start a fire. And then I think I can navigate us around all right. I've been playing on 3 maps. Mountain Town for the loot to get reacquainted with everything. Mystery Lake. Oh, yes, here we are. Look at us here. Logging camp. Very good. All right, let's start here. All right, rock on. Now, you see, it is pitch black dark. But you see at the bottom left, our temperature is rising, which is phenomenal. We have to keep our temperature in check. I'm doing a lot very quickly, and I apologize for that. But I'll show you why. And we can take this as an opportunity to go over... Oh, forgive me here. We can take this as an opportunity to go over our menu together. Our temperature is rising, but we are numb and we are still in the red. We are at risk of hypothermia, which is decreasing. But hypothermia risk goes about, I don't know, 1/8 of the way up this bar, maybe a little further. We can be at risk to develop frostbite, right? And the further either one of those afflictions grows, the more danger we're at. If we develop hypothermia, we will die of hypothermia in 5 hours. If we develop frostbite, we develop a permanent crippling injury that'll stick with us for the rest of our playthrough. You have 1 life in survival mode, and this 1 life is yours to do with as you please. You die, you die. That's just how it is. You start over. You have the chance to cheat death, but you also, if you cheat death, there are consequences that come with that. You see, we just eliminated our hypothermia risk. We have no afflictions, and our health is fine. Clothes, you can wear 2 pieces of headgear, 2 outer torso layers, 2 inner torso layers, 1 pair of gloves, shoes, 2 pairs of socks, 2 inner layers for your legs, and 2 for your outer layer. All right, so you can really bundle up. Right now, you see we are wearing a flannel. We have leather shoes on and a pair of jeans. we might as well be naked out here. Now, in our inventory, we have potable water and food, which is good to start. That's always very good. Painkillers and a bedroll, antibiotics, and these 2 rabbits that we killed. These, we're going to go ahead, yeah, while the sun's coming up, we're going to go ahead and harvest these for their meat, hide, and gut, right? That'll give us time to warm up. Yeah, perfect. All right, so that's 1 rabbit done. We're going to do the second one. Small game like rabbits and the thargan, I think, or it's some type of ground-dwelling bird. It's a white bird. Both of those can be harvested with your bare hands, right? Now, deer... oh, wow, the heavy hammer. Very cool. We'll get to that. Sorry, I'm off track. Deer, wolf, bear, moose, you cannot harvest with your hands. Now, if it's a ravaged carcass, which means a wolf has been gnawing on it for some time, if it's above 50% freezing or frozen, then you can harvest it with your hands. But we need a knife. So we're going to pick up this firewood. You have to search very thoroughly in these places. The Long Dark has one of the best, if not the best, searching system. Oh, very cool. A respirator filter. I had no idea there was a respirator. It has one of the best searching systems and looting systems I have ever had in a game. You see us picking up all sorts of stuff here. Newsprints, candy bars, dog food.
Later.
Everything has a fully animated model, right? So when you pick it up, you can rotate it, move it around, check it out, see what's up. Loot tends to spawn behind the bedposts. I find more loot laying out, like this sweatshirt, for example. I find stuff laying out more than I do in containers. But you have to be careful and double check all these nooks and crannies, because the game is not above putting stuff where you least expect it. You see there, we have condition to worry about too. So we have a ragged plaid shirt on. You see by the star here, that star is the condition of our item, and it is degrading. You see it in yellow. Whereas this is 95, it's considered new. This is ragged at 38%. 22% for our ball cap, which does nothing for us. So we have to maintain our clothing, and you saw us pick up some cloth over here too. We can sew if we have the gear to do so. So now you see it is day, and what a beautiful, beautiful world this is. My God, I never get sick of it. We're going to knock out these trailers at the logging camp first before we do anything else. Make sure we get everything. Accelerant. Orange soda. Very good. Food also has a condition attached to it. And, ooh, look at this. 10 rounds of revolver cartridges. I'd say 357. For my, my gun nuts out there. Oh, yes. There is a revolver and a rifle. It's a 303 caliber. Can you believe that? Not 303 like the black dress. Not like that 303. No worries there. All sorts of cool stuff. All sorts of cool stuff here. This cabin, for this particular logging hut, was kind of a bust. Kind of a bust. The accelerant is good, though, because that allows us to start a fire 100%. We don't have to worry about our success rate. If we decide to start a fire, it's going to work. see the crows up there? Those denote a corpse. What do we got here? Plastic container.
This will come in handy.
Orange dress shirt, a new chocolate bar. We'll rip this up later. It really has no, really is not going to do anything for us. But you saw us pick up charcoal out of that stove.
We need to find some place
And
to
what we can
escape this
do
cold.
is survey our area with said charcoal. Now, that's just our small little corner of the world, right? But that's going to help us tremendously in terms of navigation. Knowing where you are is almost as important as knowing when you are. And there, as far as I know, there is no watch or clock in the game. I could be wrong. I don't know this for certain, but I am making a pretty big assumption there. If there is, I've never found it. You're also talking to the guy who, in recent times, which is the past week, has found 1 rifle and maybe 3 revolvers. You see the crow feathers here. It's always worth checking out
That'll come in handy.
the crows circling up ahead. Not always for the corpse. Very rarely for the corpse, honestly, unless they have perhaps like a hatchet or something on hand, which I've personally never encountered. But the reason you want to check is because crows drop the feathers. And feathers can be used to not only make fishing lures for ice fishing, but you can also make arrows with them. Crude arrows, which is extremely important. We'll get some rose hips. Rose hips can be brewed into tea. Let's see, another shrubby bush over there. Just kind of looking around to see if there's any more of those. Doesn't seem like it. Alright, moving on to the third and final logging camp structure.
Excellent.
Oh yeah, good. Food and drink. We actually need a bite right now. So you see we have this meat on us. We're gonna drink a soda. Actually, we're gonna drink both of them. And then crack into this... Yeah, we'll eat these chips and crack into this can of sardines real quick. Perfect. Alright, gotta keep our character fed. Or else we're in for a doozy. Starvation and dehydration are silent killers, much like the cold. We have got to stay on top of our afflictions because you can let some things go.
I could use this.
Very good. You can let some things go. Not everything, though. And there's more than one way to die in the long dark, unfortunately. So you see there, we have cleaned this out. We found some new shorts. I mean, not shorts. We found some new pants. We're going to throw those on. And you see here, this hoodie. Actually, surprisingly, the dress shirt has more wind resistance than the hoodie. But it is cotton plaid. So for the time being, we're going to... I wish you could layer more than what you can here. We're going to wear the hoodie, and we're going to wear that because it's got better defense. We already cleared this. So let's run over to this house here, right? And get a fire going. So you see, you need a starter, tinder, and fuel for every single fire that you make in this game. We're going to use wood matches, which are better than cardboard, a tinder plug, and a book, giving us an 80% chance to start this fire successfully on the first go. Now, I've seen it as low as 30% chance.
Well, that didn't work.
You see, even 80% is not perfect. So what we're going to do instead is use one of these sticks, a match, and accelerant. Instantly start the fire, and then add fuel to it. It is possible to forget that. I've done it before. So we're going to get a good 2-hour fire going here. And cook some water. As well as... Let's, should we eat some rabbit? Let's put these pork and beans down. Alright, so water. There is... Oh, we smashed it open and we lost some. That's okay. Dehydration with all this snow. You guys know Condemned 2 Bloodshot? That one particular mission up by the lake? Yes, absolutely. Snow has to be... Yes, there might be an abundance of snow, but you still have to worry about your hydration levels. You have to boil the snow, or turn the snow into water, which is not potable water. Then you have to boil it. Ideally, you'd have water purification tablets, but we can't always be that lucky. So you see, we have to wait for the snow to cook down, and then we have to wait for it to boil on top of that. Anything in a can can be directly placed onto a wood stove in order to warm up. It is so much better for your character to eat warm food or hot food than it is anything else. And you see we get 504 calories from doing this. And I'll show you the other benefit outside of warming up, which is awesome, is... Oh. Did we not get a pot from that? Really? Oh, it's because we smashed it open. That's my bad. So, usually you'll get a can for your troubles. This time we did not because I smashed the can open. And then we can pass time here until this is ready. Take it. I know this is a bit disjointed right now. But we're gonna have to... just gonna have to rock with it for a little bit. Right? An hour. Alright, so we're gonna take all that potable water. Cook some more. Take a torch. And go see what we can see out here. Oh, I think we might have a blizzard moving in, which is no good. That is by far one of the worst things that could happen to us right now. We're going to go over here towards these stumps and pick up sticks. Definitely going to be playing the pick up sticks game quite a lot. You got to be careful when you're holding something. Oh, the wind has extinguished our torch, which is no good, my friends, no good. The main reason you carry a torch, I know it seems silly, but it does give you a passive heat bonus. At least I think it does. I read that. I don't know how true that is. So don't trust me. Don't trust me for anything the Long Dark related. We got base knowledge here, folks. So, oh, I wanted to check something real quick. Let's see our navigation. We do not have any more charcoal, but what we do have is spray paint, right? Do we have spray paint in our inventory? No, I didn't think so. Okay, that's a little deceptive, but c'est la vie. I'm gonna keep walking down this way. There's a thing I learned to do where you can kind of cheese the map by marking and navigating. I don't think it's necessarily cheese. I think that's how it's intended to be played. But if I put a spray paint symbol, like an X for example, on one of these trees, it'll show up on the map, and I can navigate point to point that way, right? I don't necessarily remember where we are. I'm just trying to get an idea. Very good. Rail line would be perfect. Ah, yes, okay, now I know where we are, my dear friends. I do. If you look to the north there, or, hell, is that the north? If you look to the west, there is a man-made fence over there. If you look to the east, we've got something very special right here. This is the train car. Could open the door, step on inside. Now, it's not going to get any warmer in here for us.
What have we here?
Oh, yeah. I drive. Very good. Some thin gloves and practical gunsmithing. There are skill books, much like any other survival game. The pry bar is a pretty goated find here. That'll allow us to open up various locked lockers and whatnot. This is a remarkable find here. Now I am oriented and I know where we are. This is gonna really help us out in the long run. What we're gonna do now, that we have our bearing, which was the intention of all that nonsense, is head back. I am gonna use our sprint, which you really should never be running. Never, ever. It's very bad practice. But we're gonna stay close to this snow bluff here, this drift. And you see up top we have that shield with the wind. It means we're protected from the wind. Big yay. Big yay there. We're going to creep back down to the logging camp. Hopefully our fire is still burning. We'll add fuel to that, have a bite to eat. More like have something to drink. And then wait out this blizzard. You see, we're getting tired, and it is midday. So we're gonna let that ride, but we're gonna sleep here tonight, and then tomorrow we'll move. That's another reason you don't want to use the sprint, because you get gassed and you can't move anymore. Now, these stumps are usually a pretty neat place to find reishi mushrooms. These large, flat oyster-style mushrooms that grow on here. You can slice them up and put them into tea, but we seem to be unlucky. We have not. We don't have any of those. Let's see if our fire's still going. It is incredible, and we had all that potable water. Very good. Let's load this up. Very nice. We'll warm up in here. Drink some water. Most definitely. Your character would drink as much water as they need. In our case, we needed 0.45 liters of water. This is really neat. I had no idea. I'm still finding stuff out about this game. But we're going to drop all of this stuff on the ground. Our gut, we need to let it cure, as well as our pelts. And we're going to sit our meat outside, our fresh meat. The reason being, one, it's not on our person. I don't know how attracted predators are to the meat. I know we probably shouldn't have it right in our shelter, but we're not going to sleep outside here. But what we can do We can use gut to make string once it cures. And that string we can use to string a bow, right? The pelts, we can make hats and mittens out of the rabbit pelt. And the meat is safe to store outside because it's so cold out here. It'll keep much better than it will in our backpack. Just wanted to have a look around at our character. You see we're a wee bit wet. Our work gloves barely helping. I wanted to show you the crafting menu. So here, this is obviously what we're shooting for. You know, one day we'd like to be as self-sufficient as what you see here. With moose hide cloaks and rabbit skin hats and mitts. Or wolfskin coats, bearskin coat, cougar hide face wrap. I would love it. Yeah, I would love to have this. This is not where we're at, though. The cougar claw knife. Very cool. But all of this is creatable. You see,
close my eyes.
Improvised knives and hatchets, revolver cartridges, rifle cartridges, simple arrows, which we need a workbench in order to craft, snares, a bow, etc. There's all sorts of stuff. All sorts of stuff contained within this game. It's not a traditional survival experience, as you may expect. You know, it's not a Zomboid or a Rust or a Forest or Sons of the Forest. It's definitely more akin to the Forest in the sense that it has very specific systems for you to play around with, and it's driven by a narrative story. Though the survival mode is a little different. But, you know, I can't go out like I could in the forest and chop down a tree to build my own shelter. You know, I have to rely on nature. And man-made shelters, what has been given to me. You can make snow blinds in this, or snow shelters, but most of this is there. You know, there's the hatchet as a tool. There's the knife as a tool. The rifle as a tool. There's not a full-size axe. There's not the chainsaw. You know, I don't want to say the world puts you in a box, because I have nothing but praise for The Long Dark, but it's not a survival game in the way you might think it is. Like, you definitely don't have a sandbox to play around with. There are very specific ways to do things, and once you figure those out, you know, and play it that way, you'll definitely enjoy the experience more. But we're going to sit here, and this is going to be the boring part. We're going to sit here, eat moldy granola bars, hopefully not getting infected in our stomach. I say infected. Hopefully not getting sick with food poisoning. There's really nothing for us to do. We could pass the time by reading. Let's read 3 hours worth, see if that works. Yeah, okay. Got 2 hours done. Our fire burned out. We're going to leave all this crap out here and go inside and sleep. Now that the sun has gone down, I try to manage our time pretty effectively. I totally neglected...
I'm so tired, I could just lay down right here.
I know, buddy. I totally neglected our fire. You see, the moon has not yet totally crested in the sky, which means that we're going to have to sleep for a long time if we want to see daylight, right? And you expend calories when you sleep. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. You see, our calorie store is depleting by the second. So we're going to sleep for the full 12. Going to rest up. Hopefully when we wake up, it's daybreak. Now, if it's later, that's awesome. Yes, it is just daybreak. You can see outside. We wake up thirsty, as one might expect. So that's why we boil all that water. See, we drank 0.66 liters of water. There are hotkeys too. I'm so sorry for being a little disjointed. There is so much stuff I want to talk about. Some of it, most of it, is system based. The other part is, what this channel is about, the survival, exploration, yada yada yada. Um, but oh, what the hell was I saying? Oh, there's hotkeys for everything. Everything, like your journal, crafting, everything has a hotkey. I've yet to learn all of them, but I am working on it. So today is a very important day, because today we take our things and we head out. Now you see up there. Oh man, this is all right. We're gonna do it. So where we were earlier, there's also a corpse over there. Man, this has got me moving back and forth, questioning my sanity. There's a wolf. You hear that? That's very bad. Very, very bad. Is this the same? Yeah, it's the same corpse from earlier. Okay. I was tricked through no fault of the crow. That was all my bad. So where we are, Mystery Lake, being a central region, there is a rail line that runs from east to west, or west to east, whatever it is. And said rail line, we can follow to give us a really good idea of where we are, right? We can navigate the world using that rail line as our guiding light, let's say. And I know from foreknowledge, unfortunately this isn't a totally blind playthrough, but the game's so old, like I said, I've been looking for something to play in my free time. And this is it. And now it's coming to the channel, which is awesome. See here, a cairn. Lost Cairn. Its story is not yet written. Number 157 of 165. And thank you to backer something for supporting. You can find those cairns scattered all over the world from people that have supported the game over the years. Now, we are climbing a treacherous slope here. This is exceptionally unwise. You can see down below there are man-made structures. That is the rail line. Now here, where we are attempting to get up to a forestry tower.
My fingers feel numb.
And we are freezing in the process of doing so, which means we're going to have to go down and around, which I was really hoping we wouldn't have to do. So perhaps we can walk. Yes, here we go. I think this continues on. Yes, it does. Very good. This is unwise. I don't recommend this. I don't think this is a good idea to be doing any of what I'm doing right now. But it seems as if we have found a plane crash.
I'll die if I don't warm up soon.
Oh, you're being dramatic. You just started getting cold. Yeah, we definitely found a plane crash. What is here for us? Very cool. And there's the road. Pilot per.
This stuff will come in handy.
Very good. We found a shirt and a hoodie. Crow feathers, letting us know that this is a corpse. Flare shells, which is phenomenal. Let's check the rear. The Long Dark does something really special, and that's not only the environmental storytelling, but it forces you to pay attention to your environment, because it'll put stuff out in the environment that you can easily miss. I found a rifle.
There's got to be something useful in here.
Ooh, spray paint. Very cool. Very, very cool. That's going to help tremendously with navigation. But what that does is... Nope. Driving gloves. Nothing else. Well, that kind of sucks, but found a ton of flares. You have to manually get in and out of the vehicle too, which is cool. Yeah, ton of flares, which will help. We find a distress pistol. Ooh, this is a little bit of a drop. We might have to cheese it a little bit. There we go. Nice. Come on. Ah, yes. All right. So spray paint. I'll show you how we're going to use that. If you use space to open your radial menu, we can do this. We're going to put the searched sign down, right? So spray painting in the wild is difficult. But you see we spray an X here and it marks it on the map for us. So we can navigate like that, which is very, very helpful. And it also lets us know where we are. Like if we started with a can of spray paint, you saw me use charcoal, which is the preferred method because it allows you to survey a larger area. But the spray paint also helps, you know. And something the Long Dark does that's really cool too is because the map is not the map is not known to the player at the start. You have to use landmarks to navigate. Oh, look. The little birds that we had... Ah, I missed every single one of them. That is a fumble. I was talking too much. My apologies. Oh, yeah. Canadian flag. Animated. Very cool. We have found the forestry lookout. And we are hypothermic, so it is going to be very, very imperative for us to get up top. Right after we look at every nook and cranny on the outside. There's just so much room for the devs to pack little secrets in. And as far as I know, they do that. I have no reason to believe that they don't. Look at the contrast here as we climb this lookout tower. There is the train car from earlier. But as we climb this tower, the contrast in the red painted wood and the frozen white and black landscape, it truly is a harsh environment. And just like that, we can relax and breathe. You see, our health, our heat is going up.
This'll come in handy.
Broth, very good. A whetstone. Man, everything is just so back to back. I am sorry. A can opener, very good, very good. Rifle cartridge. 10 more revolver rounds.
Could end up being useful.
Very cool. It's sewing primer. Very nice. First aid kit. Sewing kit and a bandage. Incredible. Another sewing kit. Remarkable. Remarkable. See how lucky we get? Ooh. And a skillet. Oh my god. And the hatchet. Lord have mercy. Oh yes. Why would I ever... Why in God's name would I have ever played on any other difficulty? This is great. Oh, this is great. How joyous. How joyous. Wow. Home sweet home, right? You know, the only disadvantage really of this place is we're on top of a mountain, which requires calories to get up and down. But you see, over there, there's a destroyed forestry tower, much like our own. I wonder what the story is there. I wonder what happened to it. Was this built to replace that forestry tower? I suppose we'll never know. We did harvest only 1 charcoal, which is sad.
We're gonna need to eat soon.
But we can survey the area. And there you go. Look at that. So we started down here at Frozen Creek. You see we walked right by all this. It's amazing how quickly you can get disoriented. Especially, you know, God forbid there was a snowstorm. Because that's bad news bears. So we're going to break some... No, let's go ahead and just start the fire. I would like to craft a tinder plug. And craft all of those. And you hear a blizzard has moved in. We're definitely going to want to get a fire started here. Now, I'm going to try it without accelerant, and hopefully it'll take the first try. 80% is a really good percentage for the fire.
Turned out pretty well.
And just like that, it's up and running. Seldom have I had the fire... Ooh, we don't have firewood, though. We're going to have to go grab some. Very good. Cedar burns for an hour. And fir burns for an hour and a half. Reclaimed wood burns for 30 minutes apiece. So, I know our character is hungry. We are going to cook. Let's put meat down directly. And we'll cook water in this skillet. Reason being, we can cook a liter of water. Ooh. Wow, that cooked extremely fast. Let's do that again.
All I can think about is food.
Huh. That's bizarre. In the meantime, let's eat a granola bar. I don't know how that did that. I think that was a bug, but a welcome bug at that. We're going to... Let's eat our crap first. Wet dog food. I don't know if you folks out there have pets, but I know you know what this stuff smells like. Not the best. Definitely not the best. You see where we're using a can opener, we can recycle these cans now. Very good. We have 19 minutes before we have to take action, or 30 minutes more like. So we're going to harvest some of our gloves and some of our gear now that we have sewing kits. And we're going to make... Ooh. And what we're going to do is repair the gear that we're wearing right now and make it better. Good. 5 minutes. Food goes through 2 distinct stages, right? You have cooking, and you have oh, for the love of God, you have cooking, and then you have burning, right? So it'll cook for X amount of time, and then it has X amount of time before it's burnt, where, you know, it is no longer worth eating. Let's see, as we're just gonna keep cooking these rabbits up. Keep letting that do what it's doing. Back to our inventory. We were tearing stuff up. Yes, let's rip these up. Or harvest them for their leather. The blizzard is still raging outside. It is very, very unwise for us to walk in a blizzard. We are going to equip our other hoodie. Yes, very good. Harvest t-shirts. T-shirts are of no use to us whatsoever. Cotton is really of no use to us. Now, heavy cotton is different. Eat some rabbit. You see our water is now potable. I'm going to take all of that and cook more water. It's not... This doesn't feel grindy. You know, like, you know how Minecraft feels grindy? Like the survival elements are very, I don't know, very lowbrow. This doesn't feel like that. This feels very comfortable and very cozy, and everything feels like it serves a higher purpose. And I think um, the lack of fluff in this helps that feeling, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. We're gonna repair these suckers. Make sure our socks are good and keeping us warm. Socks are almost more important than... Oh, man, we boiled up all our water. 34 minutes. We have to cut this, break this down. Oh, no. Alright, that should give us enough time to break something larger down. I don't like using the books as fuel, but sometimes you just got to. Unsafe water. "22 minutes. We're very thirsty, which is a-okay. There surely are worse things, my friends. There surely are. We're gonna wait until the water is boiled and ready, and drink all of that, the entire liter, most likely. We're gonna start another one. And break down our table. Very good. You see, it's just a bunch of back and forth. And we are inadvertently clearing up space by doing that. You can see we can walk around pretty freely here. It's kind of lonely. You see, we are safe in our little bubble, but there's no telling what could be just beyond this window. I mean, on all sides, we are exposed. I think fire watch towers are one of the underrated goats of horror and comfort. Honestly, being out in the woods, you know, high above everything else. Not only are you... It's such a strange instance of cognitive dissonance where you are not only safe and high above the lands, you know, watching from the comfort of your warm tower, but you're also extremely exposed and vulnerable, and you are a beacon. We have 4 hours left on the stove. We're gonna go get some wood. You know, and I really like that. How contrasted we are from the rest of the world. You know, the red stands out against the white snow, but our height stands out. You know, even against the mountains and these trees. I mean, we are this monolith. Very cool, very cool. I like it quite a lot. And it's also very scary because I always feel like someone's, you know, gonna peer in through one of the windows. I mean, we're totally exposed. 360 degree views. Oh, what do we have here? Oh, frozen area. Very good. Well, I was hoping to find some firewood. But we found a frozen waterfall instead. Oh, that's a death drop. All right. We have to be careful too. When we're doing stuff like that, because, you know, we can't jump. So we have to keep that in mind. We're not playing an action game. Just looking around, making sure there's not a wolf creeping around. I can hear him howling out there, just beyond the horizon. What a terrifying feeling that must be. It takes me back to the movie The Grey. The Liam Neeson movie. What a phenomenal movie. I actually wanted to watch that before I recorded this for the channel. It didn't work like that, but I'm definitely going to watch it coming up. Great winter movie. For those of you who don't know, it's about a man who's been hired by an oil company in either northern Canada or rural Alaska. I can't remember. It's the Arctic Circle. He has been hired to guard the drillers, right? The guys that are out there operating the rigs against wolf attacks, because the wolves have been picking them off, more or less. Very cool movie. He is at the end of his life, not only as a older man, but he's a suicidal man. He took the job because there's some unnamed tragedy that has befallen his life. Oh, there's a wolf down there. Do you see that? That, my friends, is the enemy. But something to do with his wife. There's a separation or a death, or it's never explicitly stated, if I remember correctly. But he's really torn up about it, and he goes. He takes his job in Alaska. Oh, for the love of God! Oh man! Oh, we've done the wrong thing. Oh man, we drew their attention. Now, wolves. Oh yes, thank God. Oh, shut up with your yawn. There's no way you're yawning right now. We're like right in the middle of wolf territory. The game went silent on me and you're yawning? Are you serious? Oh, an arrowhead and matches. Wow, I've never found an arrowhead before. Like I said, very limited experience here. Revolver cartridges. That puts us at 22. But him and the guys are taking their trip back to the mainland, or back to civilization, and the plane crashes. And they're hunted by a vicious pack of timber wolves. And oh, wow. It is a phenomenal movie, and if you have not seen it, I highly suggest watching it. Oh, stay back. Please don't do this. Back up, looking at him. Break contact. I'm gonna throw a rock at him. Yeah, I got him. Very good. Alright, sometimes if you hit them with a rock, it'll scare them enough into running away. That is not a 100%... that is not a failsafe, and that is not a replacement for a bullet, unfortunately. Now, I don't agree with shooting wolves, but in the game environment, shoot the freaking wolf, you know? Now, flares will scare them off 9 times out of 10. I'm stopping here because there's old man's beard growing off the trees. We can use this as a wound dressing, a makeshift field dressing if we get hurt. Yeah, wolves. Ways to scare off wolves. You can hit them with a rock. Loud noises will scare them away. Flares are a good way. 9 times out of 10, a flare will scare a wolf away. Yeah, we're going to do this. We should have plenty of time before our house, or not our house, but our campsite at that forestry tower burns out.
The sun's setting. But it's gonna get a lot colder soon.
Yes, thank you for your potent commentary. I know when to take you home, buddy. Don't worry. Don't worry. I know we're out here in a pair of leather shoes. Like a like a goober, you know. What's okay? I don't know the story of this, but I'm gonna say that our character here was a scientist on an Arctic expedition, or an engineer. Say we were an engineer, and we were not totally ready for the apocalypse, the geomagnetic storm, the solar flare, geomagnetic storm. Excuse me, it's not a solar flare. It's Aurora Borealis, like mutant Aurora Borealis, when it knocked out our plane. And we're ready to MacGyver any situation thrown our way. But that explains the leather shoes. We weren't out here hunting or camping or visiting, or, you know, we were in the comfort of our engineering firm. Looking at you, Mark. That was dumb. Please forgive me. See the sunset, and it's a yellow hue that has befallen the land. I don't particularly like this time of day. I think it's creepy. And right now, I feel like I'm being hunted. Ooh.
So cold.
Just got a chill over my body.
Just want to lay down for a bit.
So the thing about those wolves that you see, those wolves are not single wolves, right? Those are 100% part of a pack, which is terrifying. Look at this. See, that's why you always got to be looking. You gotta double and triple check these places, because you'll find stuff that you thought you looted this place. You didn't. You absolutely didn't. And there's a prime example of that right there. Let's add all this fuel. Very good. What should we cook? Cook some peaches. Yeah, we'll cook some peaches and then go to bed. Tomorrow we move towards Mystery Lake, which is honestly, it's gonna suck. It's gonna suck, but we're gonna be a-okay. Now we could just hang out up here, all we wanted, really. You know, honestly, instead of Mystery Lake, we're gonna go the opposite direction. We're gonna take everything with us and go in the exact opposite direction. Reason being, we saw that there was a wolf presence here. We need to defend ourselves, don't we? And what else do we have that we have picked up? You're right. You guessed right. The pry bar. The pry bar is really an incredible find here in this early game. Finding it at that lone train car is awesome. Normally I find a hunting knife in there, but hey man, I'm thrilled about finding the pry bar. Hatchet up here, which is awesome. We can use our whetstone to sharpen it, which we're gonna go ahead and do. Gain 3%. Let's check this. Okay. Just making sure we're not running over. Alright, sharpen it up. We lose 5% on the whetstone, but that's okay. I don't think there's an improvised whetstone either. I think what you see is what you get.
Rest soon.
I know, buddy. We're going to get you to bed. Don't worry. We increased our sharpening skill, which is good. I just want to make sure we maintain our tools. If we maintain our tools, they'll maintain us. It is imperative imperative to take care of your items. You only get so many. And yeah, sure, we could find, any number of hatchets, but that requires us to take risks. And taking risks is not high on my priority list. Gonna eat some food. What else are we gonna eat? I'm gonna save the tin fish. Let's eat this jerky. Can we... Can't make anything with the broth, can we? No, because we don't have any meat on us. Don't have any oil, which if we went the other way, we could definitely find oil. I think we're going to leave these to cure for... They take a couple days. Let's make some tea. How much water do we have? We have 4 liters. That's more than enough. We can get set up where we're going. Painkillers, all sorts of good stuff. We're lacking in the food department over everything. Look at this. What was I trying to do? I was in here for a reason. Hatchet. Sharpen the hatchet. Very good. Very good. Alright, what do we have here? Let's drink our tea. Very good. Water going up. We're warming up. We're very tired. We're going to sleep for 8 hours. Well, 9 hours. Should put us right at the, right past first light. Yes, very good. Ah, and it is a blizzard. Lord have mercy, we have no luck. So unfortunately, 16 charcoal though. That's great. We are going to leave some of this behind. This charcoal is heavy, and we can't map anyways if we wanted to in low vis conditions. So let's you know what? Never mind. We're gonna take it with us. We really should be taking everything with us for the most part. Well, we got some time to kill, so I'm gonna sit down and read. We might not be going anywhere today. Honest engine. It seems like when we get thirsty or have any afflictions, we can't read. It's like it's distracting us, which is neat. Very good. We'll read that coming up. Right now, we're going to take all of our things. We do have a little scent to us, which is not ideal. What else do we... We're going to eat our tin fish. As well as... No, we're going to hold on to our broth because we can do more with it. Is it still snowing? Oh, it's frigid outside, man. We can't. We got to wait. I'm so sorry, folks. Oh, yeah, we drank the tea before bed, so we had good rest. Let's read this for an hour. I'm getting hungry. Still can't do anything, though. One more. And then we'll finish this up. This will become tinder. Nice. Awesome. We learned gunsmithing. Let's see. You can get away with 2 hours here. Oh yeah, for sure. You hear that wind outside just howling. It looks calm now, so we are going to take this opportunity to move. Even though it is snowing, it has chilled out quite a bit. So we need to head down the mountain and westward, following the trail as best we can down this godforsaken mountain. Look at this. I say godforsaken, but this is beautiful. You know, the only reason it's godforsaken to us is because we are ill-equipped for Mother Nature. Mother Nature is the ultimate enemy, isn't it? I mean, it's what we're all fighting against every day. You know, we struggle against the cold. We struggle against hunger. We struggle against our thirst. You know?
I could eat a horse.
I know, pal. I know. We're going to take you to the land of cheeseburgers, where there's all sorts of cheeseburgers. Many a cheeseburger. And you can eat as many as you want. 5 at a time, if you so desire. You can have spaghetti cheeseburgers if you want. You can eat whatever you want. I imagine people... I've never been in any environment that required me to be starved for more than 3 days, I'd say, or maybe 5 days. And I don't mean totally starved, but I mean like running on the bare minimum maintenance calories. Okay, that wolf's still there. We're gonna go around. You see that red in the bottom right when I'm walking on inclines? That is our sprain risk indicator. And we can 100% break a leg. Well, sprain a wrist or ankle or whatever by walking. Lost Karen. Story is not yet written. Very cool. We're going to continue on avoiding this wolf. Hopefully. Yes. Very good. Very good. All right, we got to slow down here. And cheese the rocks. Cheese the rocks. But I imagine, like, I've had several situations, whether it be on, different exercises I was doing or whatever, where I was eating the absolute bare minimum amount of food, bland food at that, and, not sustaining myself properly. Or sustaining myself properly, but not nourishing, that foodie in me, because I am a huge foodie, right? And all I'm thinking about the entire time is, either chocolate, or like Reese's peanut butter, or Snickers bar, or hamburger, cheeseburger, right? The list goes on and on. You know how it can be. But I imagine these people that willingly subject themselves to survival scenarios, like the people that go on shows like Alone or Naked and Afraid or whatever the hell. Alone is the no doubt the best out of those. But I do imagine those people have some extremely vivid food dreams. I know they talk about it, but talking about it and experiencing it are two different things. I just wonder what the heck they dream about out there, Probably like swimming in cheeseburgers and stuff. I'm getting hungry recording this. It is 5:36 in the morning. I've been sick, so I haven't been sleeping very well. Plus, it's been the holidays, so you gotta, you don't have a choice but to, run. And, man, I've been pushing past the limit, and what what I did today, which is tomorrow, or yesterday, actually, is I stayed up, or I slept until 6 in the evening. I was just so smoked, so tired. My poor wife, thank God that
Can't feel my hands.
she takes care of me. I am unbelievably grateful for her. I think about stuff like this too, like these survival situations. Oh, look. Very good, an oak tree. You know what's under oak trees? Acorns. And you know what we can do with acorns? A whole lot of stuff. A whole lot of stuff. We can use acorns as a pseudo coffee, which we have yet to find coffee. But I'll show you. We can cook that into a weak coffee that'll give us bonuses to warmth as well as fatigue. We can also turn acorns, once we smash them up, we can turn them into delicious bannock, I think is what it's called. It's like a flatbread. Forgive me for...
I've been so hungry in my life.
I know, pal, I know. I was looking at those deer, but I was also looking to see if there were saplings. Because we, my dear friends, need maple saplings now. We've got 2 gut. Brayer house, very cool. Cool logo, too. Ah, look at this.
Wait. I'm so cold. I'm warming
Oh,
up again.
I know. Alright, don't take the painkillers. You'll sleep forever. Let us go inside. Perhaps we'll get some passive warmth as we do it.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
Oh, look, a toque. Very good. Newsprint. Spray paint. We're gonna get lantern fuel. Very good. We can use that as an accelerant, or we can use it in a storm lantern. Storm lamp, camp lamp, whatever. Ooh, soda. Stump remover. Very good. Peanut butter. Yes, that is what we want. Come to Papa. Eat all of that. Very good. Peanut butter is extremely dense in calories. Very rich. Peanut butter will get you where you need to go. I for one, and am a large... Jesus God. I'm a huge fan of peanut butter is what I'm trying to say.
I can always use more food.
Got all sorts of revolver cartridges. Hopefully we'll get a revolver coming up. And we'll go shoot some wolves. But first, we have to take these outer structures. And then, as well as take some mushrooms since they have them here. Look at these. Reishi mushrooms.
Too cold to think.
Very good. We are at risk of hypothermia once more, but that's okay. We can let our statuses go a little bit, especially knowing that we're in a safe location like this. We can definitely, there's definitely a little bit of leeway, you know. We know there's deer there, which is fantastic. Just looking around, making sure there's nothing on the ground. We're gonna go inside here.
I might have to drop some gear.
Very good. Found some simple tools, which we can use on a workbench. Food. More food. A book. Tons of books everywhere. You can't feel it, but you can definitely hear it. You can hear us slowing down.
I think I can use this.
Nothing in the backpack but some new wool socks for us, which is phenomenal. You see we're starting to get wet, and that's because we're wearing cotton. Man trudging around in snow. Very good. Our first pried open lock, and it yielded nothing. Oh, nice. Very good. Decent shell. There is all sorts of clothing in this game, unique clothing that can be found and worn. I mean, a lot of clothing. I've been surprised more than once. Look at this, a wool ear wrap. I've been surprised more than once with the amount of clothes in several different playthroughs. In my last one, I actually found a... let's throw this toque on, throw the ear warmer on, and we can repair this too. Takes 10 minutes. A little bit of elbow grease, no problem. Very good. We're also going to repair this.
I would do anything for a drink right now.
I do like that your character has voice lines, though, to allow us to know when he's struggling. That definitely helps. Can we repair this too? Yeah. Very good, very good. What a great way to spend the evening. Alright, we've got definitely got some solid bonuses right now. We are going to continue on towards the dam, which, if you haven't guessed yet, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Oh, you can carry anything. You are the strongest person alive. I really shouldn't be pushing our boundary like this, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Now this, ladies and gentlemen, is the hydroelectric dam. Carter hydroelectric dam. And this is the upper portion. So you see here, we have a gate that opens and closes and keeps us safe. Keeps us safe from the ne'er-do-wells, the wolves with their clawing hands, their little paws outside. There's all sorts of stuff here. And frankly, I think you can find just about everything here. This is considered one of the really good loot spawns in the game. There is everything from food and tools, literally everything. Guns, ammunition, rifles, etc. But that's what we're gonna do. We're going to stumble around outside for a little bit, because I know sometimes you can find important utilitarian things out here. I'm not seeing any though. Just want to make sure I'm not overlooking. It's very easy. The art style complements the game really well. Especially like the rosy red cheeks of our character. Like, look at this. And the red nose, and you can see when we're not wearing gloves, our fingers are red. The art style is beautiful, and it really, really works well in this environment. It reminds me a lot of Dishonored, like the visual style, but this is very, very much so its own thing. It's very unique. I don't know why I'm feeling kind of emotional about it. I'm very thankful to be able to experience this game. I don't know. There's just something about it.
Gotta go.
There is something about The Long Dark compared to a lot of games, and I have played a lot of games over my life. Right, couldn't tell you a year or an age where I wasn't playing video games, because there hasn't been one. It's always been a big, important part of my life, and I'm, passionate about games and whatnot. Anyways, I'm getting off track. But there is something about The Long Dark that it's scratching a lot of different itches, right? You have the survival, you have the quiet apocalypse. This is, like I said,
thank goodness,
this is a post-apocalyptic game, which is strange. It seems strange, but when you look at it, it makes total sense. It's a bleak world in an unforgiving setting. Excuse me, I was trying to figure it out there. Both our batteries are dead. That's okay. We are going to use a flare, I believe, shortly here. I just want to make sure we get everything. But we are warming up in here, so we don't have to worry too much about the elements. We're going to eat eventually. But it also scratches that exploration and stalker part of my brain, right? Which is, arguably the most important part for me. Being able to to walk through these just recently abandoned structures and see the urban decay and see the result of this, unprecedented geomagnetic storm. It's really neat. And we're not given any objective, which you frequently aren't in survival games, right? It's a sandbox for you to go experience and explore. And to some degree, so is The Long Dark, but it's telling you a story through the environment. It's environmental storytelling. I know it sounds goofy, but it shows you the world. It gives you a fully fleshed out world and says, go explore. There are no zombies.
What have we here?
You see, we picked up some Polaroid film there. Very cool. I've never found the Polaroid. I'd like to. But it says, go explore, go make your own story, go see what people left behind, And then it forces you to use your brain. Jerry can, very, very good. Forces you to use your brain and make difficult decisions on, what to pick up, what to leave. Like, is it worth going back out into the cold to find this or to search for firewood? Can I survive without it? It really, really does a good job at that, making the player feel
to look here.
Vulnerable. Very vulnerable. We got some mittens. Those will be good once I repair them. I'm going to leave the spray paint behind. Take the tablets. What I'm going to do... I'm actually going to do it now. I'm going to drop this on the ground. No, we're not going to do it here. Go through and look behind everything. Search everything.
I could use this.
Nice. All right. That's awesome because now we can have 2 toques on our head. Toques are the Canadian form of toboggan. Just a warm winter hat. Wow.
I could eat anything.
Very cool. A ragged military coat. I have never found that item. You're going to hear me say that quite a few times. Very cool. Oh, that makes me so happy. This is great. Bathrooms are good because we can drink.
Could end up being useful.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, very good. Very good. All right, we can now get rid of our leather shoes. Rifle cartridge. Awesome. Spray paint. Jesus Christ, there's so much stuff to get sidetracked with here. We can drink the toilet water. And that is fantastic because it is potable. Even here in a game that I know is not... Nowhere has The Long Dark ever said it's a horror game. But I'm going to make it one. Mark my words. I'm going to make this a terrifying experience. I mean, look at us trudging through an abandoned hydroelectric facility that kind of looks like it's in a state of disrepair. I mean, look at all these metal control boxes, broken metal control boxes, radios, metal shelves. Everything's rusted, broken. Nobody to be seen whatsoever. There's all sorts of stuff here. I came in here to make a point. I'm going to hit this later. It's like everyone just packed up and left. It's like the place was evacuated. And I know that we crash landed here, but how long after the collapse? Oh, were we not supposed to be able to get back here? Really? Well, I think that's plumb ridiculous. Jeez Louise. Alright, before the lights go out on us, we're going to have to set up some type of base camp. And then we can explore more. We have all this to go through. Suppose we should just go ahead and do it. But this game makes you, at least makes me think about, the lives of the people that came before us, before we were here. And I guess there's several games that make me do that, Zomboid being one of them. But I love when I have to think about what life was like prior to me viewing this world or being a driving force or contributor to this world.
Something's making me feel tired.
You're tired because I'm making you carry 40 kilos. You can see us slowing down, like definitively slowing down. I'm gonna double check these boxes. You never know what you'll find inside a cardboard box. And then it's also important to look at things from
anything right now.
Multiple angles. We already went here, right? Yeah, we did. Yes. Okay, I'm wasting time. But I've talked before about how important it is to be, or for us to, observe and not necessarily...
Hope nobody needs this.
Ooh, nice. Wool mittens are great, but not necessarily disturb the ecosystems in which we find ourselves in, but to blend. Ooh, firearm cleaning kit, very good. What else we got? Nothing. Sometimes it's a bus. This takes us down to the turbine room, when we really don't want to be there yet. So we're gonna go in here and start plundering top to bottom. See what we can see. What the heck is that? Is that a hose? Yeah, it's a hose. We're gonna munch on a granola bar, keep our hunger above 0. We have a workbench. Very good. We could definitely make this
stash.
We could definitely make this a base for the time being. There is still so much more to see. We're just in the upper portion of the dam, and we have not yet seen half of it. Hand carts, cloths, all these books. No shortage of tinder. We can break down all these boxes. Very good, very good. Another set of tools. We'll take those with us. Check inside the trash can here.
This'll come in handy.
We're going to leave the spray paint. We'll come back through and pick all this stuff up that we've left behind. The reason I'm not taking it now, even though we're extremely overweight right now, it's because we know we can come back for it. I'd like to explore more. So here's a fun little mini game. Alright, so 7. Then we move to the right, slowly listening for tumblers. Which, thank God for the visual cue, because or else we'd be screwed. But you gotta go real slow. Here we go. And then we go back. Ah, very good. Our first safe cracked. We are criminal.
What have we here?
Cash. Ooh, mucklucks. Holy cow. Wow, and they're in good condition. That's incredible. What a good find. Oh, Lord. Wow. How lucky are we? I have never found... I did find a cool coat called the Rugged Mariner's coat in some of my free time. Should we just rest here? for the time being. I wonder if we can put down our bedroll. Yeah, we can put it down. Very good. Let's see. Drop those torches. Drop our skillet. Put it in a chair. I'm going to do a little bit of organizing here. Wait. Oh, this can't cure indoors. Yeah, oh yeah, it can. It can't cure outdoors, excuse me. Goofy. Incredibly goofy. Alright, so let's set our gut and our pelts out to start curing. Leather we need for repairs down the road. Drop that off. All of our wood that we don't need. This is now kindling. Let's set these toolkits down. Oh, for the love of God. One problem.
You can barely walk with this much gear.
One problem with the long dark is when you drop everything, they'll stack on top of each other, right? But when you go to move them, they are trapped, right? You can't place more than a certain amount. There's only a certain amount of items that can be next to each other, or God, what I'm trying to say is when I drop items and try to move them, they can only be, they have to be a certain distance apart. There we go. You must forgive me, I am becoming extremely tired. We're gonna drop these, put our wool mittens on. Very good. Drop these two. We'll have to deal with all this when we come back. Trying to kind of organize everything. Kind of. Very, very roughly organize everything. Let's put all of our food over here. Guess we can eat some of these granola bars that we don't need. Alright, very good. Drop all of our tea. These chips will make us thirsty, but that's alright. They have a good amount of calories. We can drink a soda or two, perhaps. We do have a ton of water here. We should be very thankful for that. Drop all the mushrooms, all the rose hips. I will have to individually pick those up. All these spray paint. All these sodas. Have a sip of water. Alright. So all food, we're going to drop... I'm going to drop 2 liters of water on the ground. Alright, so all of our food and water and harvestables are over there. Fire starting stuff is over here, along with materials and whatnot. And then we'll have to organize this tomorrow. But we're still extremely overweight. That's alright. It's because we're tired. We'll put this filter down. Put the hammer down, as well as the pry bar. Ammunition, probably extremely heavy. I'm going to keep one sewing kit on us. Right. And so all that's together. And over here, we drop all of our sticks, which I've forgotten. And our tinder plugs. Yes, very good. Very good. I've never found the batteries before, so hopefully we find them. No problem. Fingers crossed that we find batteries relatively easily. We'll probably never find them. But if we find the storm lamp, that would be really cool. Okay, we're still overweight, so we're gonna sleep it out. And oh, nope, not what I meant to do. That's very bad. Might not be able to get our freaking bedroll back down. Yeah, we can. Alright, perfect. Let's rack out for about 9 hours, and I'll see you in the morning. Good morning, Starshine. We are well fed. It seems like morning has sprung. Let us have water. Let's grab some food. We'll take that with us. We can kind of navigate through here, yeah. Just barely. Let's go step outside and see what the day holds for us. Ah, yes. Yeah, it is very early morning here. We're going to eat our breakfast outside. Our cold pork and beans in the morning. Musical fruit, it says. Oh, and we got the less sodium version. Very good. Nothing wrong with less sodium. Some people like it. All right. We are feeling good. Feeling good, looking good. Our stats are good. Look at us. We are kitted up. Hold on, let's see if we can put the green coat on the outside. Yeah, there we go. Nice. Looking good, man. Looking good. We don't have any cloth. We left all our cloth inside. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to call it here. Do you see what I see out there? We are being pursued by a wolf. Oh, yes, we are being pursued by a wolf. The only thing that is stopping them from getting to us is that chain link fence. So in the next part, this is granted we find a rifle or a pistol, revolver, excuse me. I'm going to go shoot that wolf in the head and skin it. And I'm going to wear it and scare all of its brothers. That was a little morbid, but what do you do? You know, what can you do? So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. I am absolutely thrilled to be presenting The Long Dark to you. I know I'm saying that like this is a new thing. It's not. Long Dark 2 is in development, though, from what I've heard. But I am so thrilled to be able to give you this content. This game, it has reignited a passion in me, and I love it. I love the art style. I love the gameplay. I love the storyline. I love everything about it. It is just such a pleasure. So, thank you so much for tuning in, and if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps us grow, and it means the world to me. It really does. You must remember to mind the gap. Mind the gap, stalkers. And have a good one.